Hey guys, today I'm going to be comparing the Super Nintendo Retro Duo and the NES's. Let's get started. The Super Nintendo had many great games such as Super Mario World plus many others. It had all the same games as the NES and many more like Star Fox and Mario Kart. The Retro Duo plays NES and SNES games with the SNES controller, or you can use the same controller. Here you go. So in that case, you might want to get one of these for a birthday. They're only $30. I got mine on eBay. Over here you have the Nes Top Loader. You can see that it has a dog bone controller, unlike the original square one. As you can see, it's a top loading model. Of course, I got mine modified with AV jacks on the back, but right now ignore these. It only had RF, and it only had RF, and it had faint lines going down the screen. And to many people, it kind of got annoying, including me, so I got mine modified. Dog bone controller resembles the SNES controller, same look, same design, just with the NES layout. AB start select, no L and R buttons, just the D-pad. If you come over here to the NES original, you have your familiar square controller. After long periods of gaming, it can kind of dig into your hands and doesn't get that comfortable. So if you're going to get a system, NES system, make sure you get a dog bone controller. Much more comfortable. But you have your game inserted in the front instead of on top like all the others. When you take the game out, it's not that hard to pull out. Very simple. The only downside to almost all of these, except for the Super Nintendo, which you just simply push a button and it comes out. Over here, for the NES, you put the game in, push it into the pins, push it down. When you want to switch the game out, push up and pull out. Not that hard. When you turn it on. Whoa. Anyone else see that? You have your audio and video on the back, or on the side. I have one of these that splits the audio so it gives mono on both sides. You have your RF here, channel select, and of course your power. And two controller inputs, just like all the others over here. For the NES 2, you have all your standard features, RF, channel, and power. You can use the same power adapters for both the NES and NES Top Loader. Retro Duo, take a look on the back. It is 5 volts. Your video L and R, and it even comes with the S video to give you the best picture quality. Over here with the NES or SNES, you have your AV, standard with most of the Nintendo's consoles, like the N64 and GameCube. You have your RF switch, if you still had that back in the day, and your power switch. And it's odd, you can't use like an original NES to power it. But you can use an original NES adapter to power a Retro Duo. Yeah, there's a big difference between 9 volts and 5 volts, but if you don't play it for too long, you can still use a Retro Duo. Still use it on the Retro Duo. Top Loader, sometimes the games are really hard to get out. This one has a loose pin connector. Well, a loose pin connector, but it's not hard to get the games out. The exact opposite for the Retro Duo. If you get one of these, make sure to go left or right, then left to pull the game out. Same on the NES. Notice that the NES slot on the Retro Duo is really wobbly. So you want to be careful not to knock the game around, otherwise you could ruin it. SNES is nice and firm with the power on, you can't pull it out. With the power off, still has a tight pin connector. With the Super Nintendo, over here, oh hang on, you see how the Super Nintendo cartridge has these little plastic engraves? Well, the Super Famicom games didn't have that. And if you take a look inside the SNES, you can see little things that I removed. If you take those out nice and good, you'll be able to play Super Famicom games on your SNES. It didn't have a strong lockout chip, only to pirated games. So, get an SNES, it's like having a Super Famicom as well. That's my review on all the systems. If you were to get one out of any of these, I would choose the Super Nintendo simply because of all the games that the NES had, plus many more. The reason why I don't choose the Retro Duo is because, you know, it feels cheaply made. Cheaply made, the games wobble, and there's a chance that it could break your games. NES Top Loader, faint lines going down the screen to get the games out. Original NES, good, but sometimes the pin connector inside the system would go bad, and you'd have to switch it out. So, therefore, Super Nintendo wins. Thanks, goodbye.